Today we'll talk about Chapter 17, Economic Problems and Challenges, Poverty and Unemployment. Indian economy experiences many serious and complex economic and social problems such as population growth, price rise, black money, unemployment, corruption, poverty, starvation, terrorism, etc. Among which major economic problems like poverty, unemployment, price rise, population increase. Out of these, we shall study about poverty and unemployment. Poverty. A large number of people are deprived of satisfying their basic and essential requirement of the life, such as food, clothes, shelter, education, and health services. Such a situation is known as comprehensive poverty, and people living in such a condition in the society are called poor. So who are poor? According to this definition, we can say those people who are not able to get food, clothes, shelter, education and health services. So they are comprehensive, they are under comprehensive poverty, and these people are called as poor. Now we have this line known as below poverty line or BPL. Poverty is a qualitative concept. In India, poverty is viewed as lowest level of life. Now what are the common features of people living below poverty line? How do we come to know that who are below poverty line? So person who is not able to get 2 meals a day, people suffer from problems of unavailability of dwelling place. They are forced to live in shabby or slum areas. Their income is less than determined expected income. Their lifespan is less than national average life expectancy. Generally, they are illiterate. Very often, they suffer from various diseases due to lack of nutritious food. Children who have taken up the responsibility of looking after the family at the age when they are supposed to study. Death rate is high due to malnutrition. So if you see these common features, first, they don't get 2 meals a day. Second, they don't have proper place to live, so they are forced to live in shabby and slum areas. Why they are forced to live in shabby and slum areas? Because their income is less. Since their income is less, what happens is they are not getting nutritious food, so their life expectancy is less compared to the national average. They are illiterate and therefore they are not getting work. Maybe younger children, so the children who are small enough and who are supposed to study have to take up the responsibility of looking after their family. So they have to go for work rather than study. Death rate is also high due to malnutrition. Now what have the government done to improve the living standard of these people living below poverty line? Income of people living below poverty line is very less in cities as well as in villages. So if you see in both the places, not only in city but also in villages also, these people are not having proper income. Such families are called Antyodaya family or families living below poverty line. After finding out such families, government has started public distribution system on the basis of ration card. These shops are called fair price shops. Every month they fulfill the requirement like rice, wheat, sugar, oil, salt and kerosene etc. of such families. It has tried to raise their living standard. So what has the government done? They have first found these type of people. Now we all know about ration card. Nearly most of the people in the country is having ration card. Now according to the ration card, if the people are found to be below poverty line, they are being given monthly what you call as foods. Now these public distribution system, they provide them with food like rice, wheat, sugar, oil, salt and kerosene, which are essential for their life. As they have been provided with this through the fair price shop, so what happens is their money is saved and they can live a better standard of living. Concept of poverty was first propounded by director of WHO who for calculating poverty line. Now, how do we come to know who is poor or who is below poverty line? So it was the director of WHO who first found it out, the calculations. Now, what were the calculations, or what were the things, or what were the factors they considered? So certain factors are considered while including, which includes expenditure on food, clothing, accommodation, education, health, clean drinking water, electricity, sanitation facility, transportation facility, and income, as well as the intake of calories. On the basis of these factors, a particular standard of living is fixed, which is known as poverty line. So these factors, if these factors and everything from these factors are there with the person, or he is able to fulfill all these factors, then he is above poverty line. Otherwise he is known to be poor and below poverty line. So the concept of poverty line changes according to time, location and circumstances also. Measurement of poverty. There are two ways to measure poverty. So known with the number of people living below poverty line. First one, the basis of expenditure being done behind various commodities or services by family, and on the basis of total income of the family. Family means minimum 5 members. Absolute poverty we talk about. Those people of the society who are not able to purchase the basic necessity of life, like food, grains, pulses, milk, vegetable at lowest market rate, are said to be absolute poor, who are not able to get the basic things of their life. So they are called as absolute poor, and this is basically seen in India. Then we have this relative poverty. A society has different income groups. Among them, some groups have low income in comparison to others. Such a group is considered to be relative poor. So over here there is a comparison between people. If a person has less income than the other, then he is much poorer than the one who is having more income. So there is an example being given over here. The concept is more prevalent in developed economy, or developed countries has these kind of concepts. We do not have in our country. We have absolute poverty in our country. Example A has 10,000 rupees per month, B has 20,000 rupees per month, and C has 30,000 rupees per month income. Now if you compare them among themselves, what will happen? A is less. A's income is less in relation to B. So A is considered to be poor. In the same way, if we see the income of A and B and it is being compared to C, both A and B are considered to be poor. Poverty in India. In order to decide poverty line, in 2011 and 12, Planning Commission of India declared per capita expenditure. So in 2011 and 12, we have decided about the per capita expenditure. We just talked about the expenditure in rural as well as in urban. So the expenditure was what they had fixed. This much minimum amount should be there with the family so that they can be said that they are above poverty line, or they can fulfill their basic necessities. So in rural areas, 860 rupees, which means 4,080 rupees per family. Per family means 5 per family, 5 people per family. For urban areas, per capita expenditure was fixed at rupees 1,000 per person at least. According to the family expenditure was declared to be at least 5,000. So in rural areas, it was 4080 per family, and in urban area it was 5000 per family. This means at least this much per capita income should be there to reach out expenditure. On the basis of new criteria, number of the poor has reduced to 27 crore in 2011 and 12. So if you see, according to this expenditure, if these people are able to fulfill, or rather you can say if they have this much income, they can easily fulfill their basic necessity, and if they are able to fulfill their basic necessity, that means that they are not in poverty. So accordingly, according to the new criteria, the poverty had reduced to 27 crore in 2011 and 12. So our what you call as poverty, according percentage according to the total population, was 21.9% people were in poverty. In 2009-10, ratio of poverty in relation to population of India was 29.8%. Now you just see, in 10 and 11 it changed to 21, and in 2000, see, in 21.9% it was, and in 2009 and 10 it was nearly about 29.8. So in 11 and 12 our poverty reduced. The approximately 35.47 crore people were living in poverty. So if you see, according to the percentage of 2009 and 10, it was 29.8%, which shows that nearly about 35.47 crore people were living in poverty. In order to see that equality prevails at the international level, World Bank has decided per capita income as 1.9 US dollar in 2012 as per the rate of 2008, which is considered as the scale for poverty line. According to one report of World Bank, India's total population was approximately 121 crore in 2010, out of which 32.7% people were living in below poverty line, which makes about 45.6 crore people. Now if you see both the things, according to the World Bank, 32.7% people were living below poverty line, and according to our population report, or our report, 29.8%. And that was the total population of 35.47 crore people in 2009-10 according to India, and according to the World Bank, 32.7% people were living below poverty, which comprises to 45.6 crore people. As per the report of UNDP, that is of 2015, ratio of poverty in India in 2011 and 12 was 21.92%, that is United Nations Development Program, UNDP. It means that out of the total poor, 26.93 crore were there. 21.65 crore people in the rural areas, comprises of 25.7%, and only 5.28 crore people in urban. So out of 26.93 crore people, 21.65 crore people were in rural, that is villages, and 5.28 crore people were in urban areas who were under poverty line or below poverty line. Now if we see, the poorest state of India was Chhattisgarh with 36.93%, while Goa was the lowest, had the lowest poverty rate, 5.09%. In Gujarat, the proportion of poverty is 16.63. Chhattisgarh, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Manipur, Bihar, Arunachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Orissa, etc. have more than 30% proportion of poverty in India. India is bestowed with natural resource in large quantity and is prosperous in natural raw material. But because of lack of availability to make worthy profit from them, lack of education, training and skill, defective planning, since years, these natural resources have not been utilized to their best possible extent for welfare of people. As a result of it, proportion of poverty has not reduced. So it is said the poor live in wealthy India. So according to this, we can come to know that India has a large quantity of natural resources. We have natural raw materials, prosperous. We are there. We have everything we need. But lack of ability to make worthy profit. Why? Because of lack of education, training skills, defective planning. We didn't have proper planning. We don't have people who are properly trained, skilled to utilize this. So since many years, these natural resources are there, but we are not able to utilize them for the welfare of the people. And that is why we are facing the poverty, and it has not been reduced. There are two types you see of, or two places rather, rural poor and urban poor. Now, rural poor. Generally landless labor, farmer laborers, artisans of cottage industry or small scale industry, marginal farmers, beggars, forced laborers, inhabitants of forest or mountain regions, tribal, temporary craftsmen are called rural poor. So people who are living in villages but they are of these type are called rural poor, don't have their own lands. They are working as a laborers, beggars, marginal farmers, people living in the forest or mountainous regions, tribal people, temporary craftsmen who don't get permanent work, cottage industries, and so on. In urban, who are called poor? Temporary laborers, laborers on daily wages, domestic workers, rickshawalas, workers in tea stalls or hotels or dhabas, workers working in garages, beggars, or who are not able to satisfy their minimum and basic necessities and live in poverty are considered to be urban poor. So these people, they are urban poor because they live in cities but they are not getting their proper wages, or what you call as continuous wages, and because of that they have to suffer, or they are not getting much money or income. What are the reasons of poverty? The origin of poverty is more deep rooted in rural areas as compared to urban areas. Following are the reasons of it. Decrease in income from agriculture sector because of insufficient development in the field of agriculture and insufficient agriculture irrigation facility. Lack of alternative employment apart from farming. Lack of knowledge regarding other employment, education, skill or training in the rural areas. Increase in debt as a result of excessive expenditure because of caste system, orthodoxy, tradition and customs. Thus, it may be said that it is due to increase in unproductive expenditure. So, why we see poverty specifically in rural areas? The reason behind it first is they don't get much out of their agriculture sector. Why they don't get much out of their agriculture sector? Because of insufficient irrigation facility. There is no proper development seen in the agriculture. They don't have alternative employment also apart from farming. So what, everybody is dependent on farming. They don't have proper knowledge regarding employment, education they don't have, and they don't have skill or training facilities in rural areas so that they can do something different rather than farm. So another thing, what the problem is, they are in debts. They are constantly in debt. Why they are in debt? That's because their expenses are more because of caste system. They have to, because of caste system and orthodoxy, traditions and customs. So we have this custom, we have to spend the money and so on. So what happens? Their expenses are more, where they have this unproductive things. So the expenses are on those things which do not give any productivity. So it is said that it is due to increase in unproductive expenditure. Due to illiteracy, the poor become victim of exploitation and injustice. Along with that, they are not able to get proper benefit of the government schemes because of lack of information. Due to ignoring necessities and economic welfare of the poorest section of the society during the formation of economic policies, production of cash crops was encouraged while production of edible crops was reduced. This triggered the scarcity of the food grain and pulses and price rise, because of which people could not get meals twice a day. Because of execution of economic reforms, rural employment collapsed. Cottage and small scale industry broke down. Migration increased. Income in agriculture sector decreased. Now, if you see this, according to this, people living in rural areas, they are more illiterate, and because of the illiteracy, they become poor and they are exploited, and injustice has been done to them. How? Because there are many government schemes which they are not able to understand, or they are lacking with informations of this. Nobody gives them the information. They are illiterate, so they don't understand things. Due to ignoring necessity and economic welfare, at the time of making economic policies, the government, they ignored the necessity and economic welfare of the poor section of the society. This is also one way. They were encouraged, that is, the farmers were encouraged to make more of cash crops rather than eatable crops. Now, if the eatable crops would decrease, or rather it has decreased, now you see that the food grains and pulses prices has gone high because of lack of production. So when the cost of food grain and pulses will go high, the people's purchasing capacity to buy these things will go down, and therefore they might not get meal twice a day. Another thing was the economic reforms what will be done. Because of that, rural economy collapsed. Cottage and small industries broke down because they had focused more on large scale industry rather than looking onto small scale and cottage industries and the farming or the agriculture. So the migration increased. So the people from villages, they started coming onto the cities for work or to earn money, and agriculture sector decreased. Poor people are becoming victims of malnutrition and diseases. Expenditure on health increased. Although income was static, but expenditure on medicine increased. Due to change in technology, traditional business, cottage industry, etc. were deteriorated and unemployment had increased. There was an increase in population growth, death rate decreased, average lifespan increased, supply of labor increased in comparison to demand of labor, so unemployment increased. On the other side, the production of these things of basic requirement decreased. There was price rise, downfall in purchasing power was experienced. Living standard deteriorated, thus poverty increased. So according to this slide, if we see, the poor people have become victims of what? Two things: malnutrition and disease. Now malnutrition, because of malnutrition, diseases, they onslaughts. So because of diseases, they have to put more expenditure on the health because they are not fit and fine. Income was static. Income did not increase, but the expenditure on medicine increased. There were change in technology. So traditional business and cottage industries deteriorated, completely broke down. So there was unemployment. Population growth was there. Now population kept on increasing. Death rate decreases because of health, because of these medicinal facilities and the health facilities. So death was decreased. Average lifespan increased. As we know, we had talked about before, that our average lifespan at the time of our independence were nearly about 34 to 35 years of age, which now had increased to more than 70 or near about 70. So supply of labor increased in comparison to demand. The demand was less, the supply of labor increased. So what would happen if the supply of labor increases? Then what is needed? Then there would be more of unemployment. Now the production part, when you talk about, they started producing, the company started producing, or the industry started producing things which were not required, or the production of things of basic requirement decreased, and there was price rise. There was a downfall in purchasing power. People could not purchase because their what you call as income decreased. So living standard also went down. Thus poverty increased.